All right. Good evening. Welcome to our first remote open house. I guess one of the positives of that is that you probably have found the correct classroom to be in. Anyways, my name is Mr. Newcomb. This is Civics. I have your son or daughter in either first, second, or third period. I'm just going to take the opportunity tonight to walk you through some of the basics of the class, how it's going to work in a remote setting, how you can get a hold of me if you have any questions, and some of the grading procedures that are going to happen this year. All right. So I have lived in the community since 1999 when I began teaching at LT. I've been teaching since 1993. I have 3 kids in my family, 16, 14, and 12. So I have two in the building at LT, so to speak, one on his way. I also coach soccer in the boys and girls programs here. I attended Bradley University. For my undergrad, I attended Governor's State for a master's in educational administration. Currently teach civics and AP US government, which this year is 2 great courses to teach in an election year. I'm really looking forward to it. My job is to introduce students to the structures and policies of government using current events and inquiry-based resources to develop problem solving and writing skills. So it's my goal to provide students with the information so they can make informed choices as effective citizens. So why civics? This is a state mandate. It's required for graduation. It's important for all Americans to be informed citizens. Media literacy is so important these days, fake news, knowing where you get your information from, knowing what issues are newsworthy today, and I can support my position with evidence when faced with a situation to defend my opinion. Research shows that we don't know nearly enough about how the government works, and that's really kind of disappointing. So this class is set up to try to help students with that issue. If we just look at this recent poll from 2019, you can see a large segment of America's adult population can't even name all 3 branches of the government. So it's kind of disappointing. I would hope in an election year they can at least get the executive branch, but that's not necessarily the case even today. So our students are going to come out of LT with a good foundation to move forward in life and be effective citizens. The state has mandated that this has to be a semester course. It can't just be a constitution test as it's been in the past. So we really structured this course so that kids can learn about the democratic process of government, what their role in the process is going to be, and how they can engage in that process to be effective and real positive changes in the future. Here's some examples of the topics we're going to explore in the 4 units that cover the semester. We talk about what it means to be an effective citizen. We talk about what the political spectrum is and where students fall, left or right. It's perfectly fine. We don't matter where they fall on the spectrum. We just want them to be aware of what the political spectrum is, and so they can start to figure out their own thoughts and interests. We go a lot into news literacy and looking at bias and looking at sources so they can tell what they're looking at and where it comes from. And then we talk a lot about how do I know who I should vote for, candidate platforms, campaigning. We'll do that a lot when we get to the executive branch, as well as the legislative branch. We'll talk about more local elections as well. And then we also talk about the roles and responsibilities of the 3 branches of government. So what does our class look like? Well, I've got about a week under my, my belt for that. So it looks like this. Obviously, those aren't your kids in those squares. That's just a Photoshop image. But yeah, it's a different experience teaching remotely. So it takes effort on everybody's part, not only the teacher, but also the students. So we meet in both a large group and small groups. We can send them into breakout rooms, and I can join those breakout rooms. This course is a discussion inquiry-based class, so really encourage your son or daughter to participate. Also, if they have questions, they should email me. There's time built in the day before school starts and after school that they can touch base with me, and we can do a Zoom call like this to have a conversation instead of going back and forth with emails. So please ask your students to keep their cameras on so that we can see each other, so they can see their classmates, and to remain, as we like to say, present and engaged. So how's your student going to be graded? Well, all the grade information is posted on Canvas. Your students can find that on their Canvas homepage. If you're viewing your student as a parent, you can also find that page. It's on the homepage. On the Canvas homepage, I've set up all the information where it comes, the first page they come to. We'll have everything they need, including a calendar of what we're doing each day. Whatever we need is linked off of that first page. Grades will obviously be kept in Infinite Campus as they always have been, so you can access that. The simplest thing to understand about grades this semester for civics is if the grade is in red, that is a formative or a practice grade, meaning that grade is not averaged into the final grade. Any grade that is black, that is a summative grade. Those are the grades that essentially will be used to average into the student's final grade. All formatives and summatives will be allowed for retakes. So we've gone over retake policies with students, so they are fully aware of them, and they are posted on Canvas as well. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions about content we use in class, questions about grading, questions about anything related to civics or this course, or being in a remote setting for it, just go ahead and email me. Like I said, I could make a phone call back if necessary, or we could do a Zoom call as well. Please reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever.